Friday Night Baseball is live here on the show. And we're about ready to go as we have John Baker to deliver our broadcast. Thank you, Bob, and a good Friday night as we approach weekend baseball. It is the fourth game of our six-game set between the visiting Frisco RoughRiders and your Flying Chanclas de San Antonio. Well, tonight is $2 Dr. Pepper night here at the ballpark, and so far, it is Friday night $2 night. Well, tomorrow evening, don't forget we have post-game fireworks extravaganza presented by our friends there at West Creek, and Dr. Pepper that will be proud sponsoring our after-game fireworks show. Missions will conclude the series against Frisco Sunday. And yes, we are going to take a look on what day that will be. I think that is the 22nd. And thinking we have a night game on that. So we're 7:05 on Sunday night. Missions head west. They take on the Midland Rockhounds out there in Midland and good old Franco Park as we get ready to go for that. Well, anyway, what a night it's been as San Antonio claims a two-game winning streak. And so far, I'm joined in the booth by my partner, Bob. And Bob, always good to see you. And yeah, pretty good to see what's been going on. Yeah, I got to say, John, it has been one heck of a ride for the Frisco RoughRiders and San Antonio Missions. But San Antonio, 2.5 games up against the RoughRiders. And third place is Midland. And Amarillo is in fourth, Corpus Christi in fifth. And so far, it's getting pretty good here in San Antonio. Got to say, Bob, absolutely right about that. And so far, the Springfield Cardinals up in first place. They have a 4.5 lead against Wichita, a 8.5 against Northwest Arkansas, 7.5 against Arkansas, and 12.5 against the Tulsa Drillers. Tulsa been losing a lot this past couple of weeks. So far, their win and loss average 25-41, which that's not very good at all. But evidently, we look at Corpus Christi being down in last place in the South Division with 23/43 of the season. Yeah, I got to say, John, not looking good for Corpus Christi and Tulsa both because of so many losses. And that's one way you're not going to make the playoffs if you give up so many losses and so many wins. I mean, it's just beating you up inside. Yeah, that is for sure. Well, anyway, our road travel heads to Midland on Tuesday. And so far, we have Northwest Arkansas at Corpus Christi, Tulsa at Frisco, Springfield at Wichita, and Arkansas at Amarillo starting this Tuesday. So we got 3 North Division teams headed to the Texas League. And so far, Corpus Christi takes on the Naturals, Frisco takes on the Drillers, Amarillo takes on the Travelers. And, that's pretty good. The funny thing about it is, what if the South and North Division teams converged with everybody? We'd have North Divisions come to Texas, and so far, that'd be pretty cool just to see that happen. Yeah, I got to say, John, that would be extremely cool. I mean, when we look at it, that'd be really, really nice. Yeah, it sure would. Well, anyway, I do believe that Amarillo uh, taking on Arkansas, and we'll look at their schedule and see what's going on. Uh, the Travelers will go to Frisco after that. And then Corpus Christi will be here in San Antonio. Amarillo and Midland, Wichita and Tulsa, Northwest Arkansas at Springfield. It'll be a 3-game set for everybody. And then heading off into July 4th, it's a switch around. We'll have San Antonio and Corpus Christi, Springfield and Northwest Arkansas, Tulsa at Wichita, Midland at Amarillo, and Frisco at Arkansas. And then we'll head to Wichita. Do believe that'll be July the 8th. And we'll have Springfield at Corpus Christi, Tulsa at Arkansas, Midland at Northwest Arkansas, San Antonio at Wichita, and Frisco at Amarillo. So, gotta say, we are South and North divisions combined in the next month. And yeah, month and a half, that's pretty good. But anyway, we're still keep going on that. Well, anyway, we're just moments away from first pitch coming up, and so far we're super excited for this one. Flying Chanclas in their uniforms, Frisco in their road grays. We'll be right back. First pitch coming up right after our commercial messages. This one brought to you in part by Dr. Pepper. Well, this beautiful day, we are coming at you as we take you down now to the field as we get set for tonight's broadcast. A partly cloudy evening, and so far just set to go for Game 4. Well, joined in the booth by my partner Bob, and yes, we have our starter here. This is left-hander Austin Kropp. What do we know? Well, John, I can tell you one thing, the four-seam slider, curveball, and a changeup getting ready to go for the Flying Chanclas this evening. Got to say, Bob, absolutely right about that. Leading off for Frisco, second baseman Cameron Cawley leads it off for the Riders here this evening as we are about ready to go on this Friday evening. It's weekend baseball. I need some help here. 3 magic words. Let's play ball. Thank you, Bob. Cawley steps in and he fouls that one off. The count now 0-1, and we are underway. So far, looking pretty good. San Antonio trying to get a 3-game winning streak in. And the 0-1. Right there. That's ground ball at the bunt. Rojas picks it up, fires to first. Castañon got him. What a way to get the evening started. And with that, let's give the visiting Frisco RoughRiders the starting lineups. Coley, Strom, Ortiz, the leadoff three. Zavala, Rodriguez, Galan, middle. Smith, Biggers, and Mitchell round out the batting order for Frisco here this evening. Center fielder Kellen Strom leads in the second place batter's position and fouls that one off, and the count now 0-1. Beautiful partly cloudy night, temperature at 92 degrees. And a pitch. That's right there. Line drive. And that's not going to be a play made, as that will go down as a base hit. So that'll bring up Abimelec Ortiz as he comes in. And the pitch. Right there, down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Frisco and their road grays. Red and blue and gray. They mix match a perfect color combination. That one fouled off, and the count now 1-1. It'll be a pretty good day today if San Antonio could get a third straight win. They won Thursday. Well, should I say Wednesday and Thursday. That was pretty good as well. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Abimelec Ortiz. And the pitch. That one down and in. The count now 2-2. Great hold up. He did not go after and chase it. So 1 out, runner at first. And the pitch. Right there, and it's fouled off. Still hanging on at 2-2. Boys, Frisco having their last 3 games up in San Antonio, and that will pretty much do it for the year. Even though the Missions have 12 games on the road in Frisco. And so far, we should be pretty soon getting our 2026 schedules ready to go. And that way we can unveil who we're playing next year. And hopefully San Antonio could get all the North Division team rivalries up here. That means you would have Arkansas and Tulsa, Northwest Arkansas, Wichita, and Springfield coming here. That would be nice. The 0-1 to Aaron Zavala. That one skied to left field. Fabian on his horse makes the play, and he's got it. So no runs on a hit. No errors, 1 left on for Frisco. We now head on to the bottom of the first. San Antonio coming up next to bat. Right after we get our broadcast and our commercial messages here from San Antonio. Bounce set to go for the bottom of the first for San Antonio. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Well, right-hander Winston Santos will get the call. What do we know, Bob? I'm going to say Santos, a 94 four-seam fastball pitcher. Slider, changeup, two-seam fastball will follow in suit. And so far, pretty good on that. San Antonio left fielder Albert Fabian strikes up first. Takes that one high and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, a lot of tickets for tonight's game. Come on in and join us here this fine evening. Just a beautiful night in San Antonio.
1-1.
That one right there, the count now 1-1. You know, Bob, I will say that facing off the North Division rivals, I would most definitely love to see my friends' team in Oklahoma come here. Who is that? The Tulsa Drillers? Ding, 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 ding. Oh, looky there. You won the prize. Wow, what did I win? $100. Sweet. Well, with that, let's give the starting lineup for San Antonio. Fabian Salas Mears would be the leadoff 3. Cassie Young Campbell Roederer, middle. Rojas, Cedeno, and DeVries round out the batting order for the San Antonio Missions. Ethan Salas coming in. One away, nobody on here in the bottom of the first. Just a nice evening, right, Bob? We're through a work week. We're just happy to be at home, but next week, pack your bags because we are headed off to Midland. That one high in the air. And all the outfielders try to give a chase. It is the second baseman making the play. So 2 down.
Batting third, the center fielder, Joshua.
That'll bring up the center fielder, Joshua Mears, as he comes in. 2 outs, nobody on here in this half inning. And that's going to be a changeup outside, 1 ball and no strikes. So far, the only North Division here in San Antonio that gets to come here is Springfield. Springfield Cardinals will come in. I think that is August 8th. And that's going to be right there, line drive. And that has a chance. It is gone. San Antonio strikes first by a solo shot by Joshua Mears. And there's one for the Missions as they take that home run and lead the ball game early on. It's 1-0. How do you like that? Pretty cool indeed. Just get something going there for Mears. It's a 361-foot, 101.5-mile exit velocity. So pretty much everybody in the bullpen giving Joshua Mears hugs and high fives. Well, way to go, Josh. Here is first baseman Marcos Castañon as he strides up next for San Antonio. Here's the pitch. Swing and miss right there. The count now 0-2.
2 strikes.
No balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, and they get him. Well, the solo shot by Joshua Mears puts him ahead first. A early 1-0 lead for San Antonio. And we head now to the second. The Missions have the lead. It's 1-0. We're back here as Caber Rodriguez leads it off as we start the second inning when we come back. Leading off the top of the second inning for Frisco is Caber Rodriguez. Here's John Baker. Thank you, Bob. Welcome back to Missions Baseball, top of the second. Caber Rodriguez will come on in. He swings after the changeup, and that's the count now, 0-1. Don't forget, at 9:30 tomorrow morning, the season finale, Horseback Riding Adventures comes your way. So a pretty good day tomorrow as we finalize the end of Season 3. Season 4 coming this October. And right there, called third strike, and Rodriguez is down.
Batting fifth, the left fielder, Yossi Galan.
That'll bring up Yossi Galan as he strides up. San Antonio early head of 1-0 by Joshua Mears. Mears, the center fielder tonight for San Antonio. He's got a pretty good batting average. Yeah, he sure does, John. That one skied to right field. Campbell has it and makes a play. So 2 down.
Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Marcus Smith.
And that'll bring up Marcus Smith, the designated hitter. So San Antonio will have 12 road games up in Frisco. And we will tell you those dates. Evidently, Bob is pulling those up right now. So our first 6 games at Frisco is July 29th through August 3rd, and then August 26th through the 31st. Those were 6 games. And those dates right there is when San Antonio will be in Frisco. Missions come back home and take on Corpus Christi to close out a great season. And hopefully the Missions will get into the playoffs this year. I sure hope so, John. The past 4 years that we've seen the Texas League, and so far everybody else has well competed, and so far Northwest Arkansas being the 2021 winning team of that year. 2022 was Frisco, 23 was Amarillo, and 24 last year was Arkansas. And hopefully this year San Antonio could get in there and win a Texas League title. And hopefully that will be pretty good. Now, I sure hope so, Bob. That would be nice. Here's the 2-2. Right there and out of play. Still hanging on at 2 balls, 2 strikes. No, Bob, San Antonio has the first place position. They lead 2.5 against Frisco, a lot against Midland, and a whole bunch against Amarillo and Corpus Christi. Pretty good deficits, right, Bob? I gotta say, John, absolutely right, you know. And as I said before, Corpus Christi and Tulsa down in last place for the South and North Division rivals, which that is pretty upsetting. That sure is. Here's the 2-2. That one driven high in the air. Mears on his horse, and he can't get there. That's going to fall down, and it'd be an automatic double for Marcus Smith. So he's awarded second base. Now the tying run sits in scoring position as second, and hopefully San Antonio could get out of the half inning without this run to come in to score. Jack Biggers comes in, and right there, they appeal down to third. No swing by David Bowsley. It's ball 1. Bowsley will be our third base umpire. Jeff Andrews calling balls and strikes. Second base umpire is Jay Johnson, and first base umpire is Tyler Owens. Well, that will do. The left fielder will take that out. And so far, their runner on second is left stranded. So no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on for the RoughRiders. We're 2.5. San Antonio leading this game by 1-0. Right fielder Jacob Campbell will lead it off when we return in our broadcast. All right, we're about set to go for the bottom half of the second inning. But first, here's John Baker to give you some Texas League scores. Thank you, Bob, and we are about set to go. We take you down to DCJ Field as Midland and Tulsa are scoreless through the bottom half of the second inning. Corpus Christi and Springfield scoreless top of the third. San Antonio leading 1-0 against the Frisco RoughRiders. Amarillo leading Northwest Arkansas 4-0. Wichita leading the 3-1 lead against Arkansas. And so far, pretty good on that. We lead off the bottom of the second as right fielder Jacob Campbell strides up for San Antonio. And so far, here is the stretch by Winston Santos, and it's a strike inside. And it's the count now, 0-1. Might see a slight chance of thunderstorms by overnight tonight into Saturday. Could use the rain for tomorrow night's fireworks show presented by Dr. Pepper and West Creek Trail Rides as well. West Creek has been a big part of this baseball season, and so far we are honored to announce that they have extended another 2 years on their lease to being shouted out. So through the 2030 season, it's going to be pretty good. Swing and a miss right there. Campbell down on strikes as he goes after that one. So if you don't know what West Creek Trail Rides is, it is a place where you could go out horseback riding through the exotic woodlands. And so far, you can enjoy the sounds of Mother Nature and peace and get away from all the nasty things in the world, and pretty good on that. Designated hitter is Cole Roederer standing in for San Antonio. 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch. Right there, swing and a miss. The count now 1-1. $2 Dr. Pepper all night long here at the ball game. Got to absolutely love the best prune juice the great state of Texas. It's a sugary prune juice. Yep, there sure is here, John. Right there, that one fouled off. He protected the plate. The count now still holding on at 1-2. 1 away, nobody on. Here's the pitch by Santos. He hits that one high in the air, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. A pretty good opportunity to extend the lead. All they have to do is get a base hit wherever they need it. Yendry Rojas, the next man up. He's a 7-hole batter. And he's going to power that one. That gets down. And the runner from first is heading home, and there he comes as an RBI double comes for San Antonio, and now they lead by 2. Pretty good night for the Flying Chanclas. San Antonio, and so far pretty good on that. Here's the 8-hole batter, second baseman Nerwillian Cedeno. Takes that one high and outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Just absolutely love the colors of the Flying Chanclas uniform. Blue, little yellow, hot pink on there.
Ball 2.
Just absolutely pretty. Yeah, it sure is, John. Looks like a birthday cake type jersey. Yeah, no kidding. That one right there to second to first, and they get them easily. So 2 up and 2 down, but runner will head to third. And here's my favorite guy, shortstop Leo Dallas DeVries. Pretty good this year for San Antonio, and he's been exceptionally well as we take you back to that Sunday, May 25th against Wichita. Boy, the month of June has really gone by. Yeah, it sure has there, John. That one skied to left field. And that will do for the inning. Is over. Well, a run in to score by Yendry Rojas on that double. And it's a early 2-0 lead as we head to the third. Third inning as Tucker Mitchell will lead us off when we come back. Third inning set to go for Frisco right here in the Missions Baseball Network. Tucker Mitchell leading it off for the Frisco RoughRiders. 9-1-2 due up for the top of the third, facing off Austin Krupp. The pitch. That one is chopped foul, and the count now 0-1. 2-0 lead. San Antonio has the 2 insurance runs that they've had. So far, pretty good. That one right there. And DeVries! Look at him! Wow! He just jumped up there and got that ball. What a player! He robbed a base hit right there. Cameron Cawley coming in now. Second baseman is ground out 0 for 1. No wonder he's my favorite prospect for San Antonio. He jumped up and snagged that one in midair. Wow. Oh, man. That was impressive by Leo Dallas DeVries. Here's the 0-1. And right there, the count now, 0-2. Like a little kid in a candy store. How you doing? The 0-2. And that one skied to right field. Campbell give a chase, and not in time, takes quite a tumble. Nearly had it. No balls, 2 strikes, the count now to Cawley. And that one sliced foul, and the count now still holding at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Right there and out of play. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. 2 down. If the RoughRiders.
Center fielder, number 2,
Kellen Strom, the center fielder, coming in. He singled last time up as 1 for 1. And gotta say, a pretty good series thus far. San Antonio in a 2-game winning streak. Hopefully trying to keep that win streak alive here this evening. No balls, 1 strike to Kellen Strom as he gets in the batter's box in the right-hand side. And the 0-1.
No, inside.
That one is inside. 1-1 the count now. So pretty good afternoon, mid-evening nearly. And that's going to be right there. Foul. Just a few inches shy of fair. That would have been a Fairview ball right there. Down to the left field line. The 1-2. And that's going to be right there. Line drive up to right field. That's a base hit getting down. And that could be a 2-out double for Kellen Strom.
Now batting, the first baseman, Abimelech Ortiz.
Well, Abimelech Ortiz coming in as he's got the tying run up now to the plate. And the pitch is inside for a strike, and it's 0-1. Ortiz batting a .293 over 400. He's had 7 home runs for Frisco this year. The 0-1. Right there, that is up the middle of base hits. And that will cut the deficit in half. And Frisco now on the board. It's now a 1-run trail for them to catch San Antonio. And evidently the score is 2-1. San Antonio still leading a run, and they're trying to stop another run from coming in. Aaron Zavala strides up now as he'll take a strike. It's 0-1. Zavala, the right fielder, flied out last time up as 0 for 1. And the pitch. That one down and in to the inside corner. And the count now at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first. 2 down, a 2-1 ball game. San Antonio has the lead.
That ball is foul.
That ball will go out of play, foul. And still hanging on at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. That one chopped foul. Still hanging on. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Outside, and the slider. Not get him chasing. Now be 1-2. 1-2. Out of play. And that'll bounce the foul grounds. 1-2, one more time. Swing and a miss. Got him. And that will do it. But Abimelech Ortiz will come in as the RBI double. And a run in to score. And San Antonio leading it 2-1. Left fielder Albert Fabian will lead it off for San Antonio when we come back. Well, leading off the bottom of the third inning for San Antonio, left fielder Albert Fabian. Here's John Baker to deliver us more baseball. Thank you, Bob, and the count now is 0-1 as we're underway. Well, chant from the crowd. We love that. Keep bringing it, boys. Now in high fly in the air and up the center. And there's out number one.
Now batting, the catcher, Ethan Salas.
That'll bring up Ethan Salas. He popped out last time up. Salas at .251 over 300. Changeup gets him out full for a strike. It's the count now 0-1. The pitch. And right there, high in the air, deep. And that's a rocket chip. It is gone. Goodness gracious me. San Antonio striking another one on the scoreboard. Ethan Salas gets one. 426 foot, 108.8 mile per hour. Yeah, John, that was well hit to center field. And right there near the stadium light where that one is. Boy, the number 84 not happy about that one as he let that one go. And San Antonio pulls ahead just by 2. Here's Joshua Mears. The last time up, he soloed home run in the first inning. And evidently pretty good for San Antonio. They're up by 2 in this early game. Here's pitch. And that one is high in the air. And gloved by the left fielder for the out.
The first baseman, number 6, Marcos Castanon.
Well, Marcos Castanon coming in now. Just a pretty good evening thus far. Starting to see some clouds that are glowing a orange hue. Would have been pretty nice if we had a lot more clouds. Yeah, I gotta say, John, absolutely right. But I do believe, I think, for a early Saturday morning, it will be pretty good. Yeah, it sure will be. No balls, 2 strikes to Castanon. And the pitch. That one right there, slow roller, front of third, flip across the diamond, and that will do it. But Ethan Salas getting one, as that's a home run, so 1 run on 1 hit, no errors. And that is Ethan Salas getting that run in. We're off to the 4th inning as Caber Rodriguez leads it off for Frisco when we come back. Top of the fourth inning for Frisco, right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Tabor Rodriguez leads it off for the RoughRiders. Top of 4 here this evening. The pitch is inside for a strike, and it's 0-1. So far, it is a 3-1 San Antonio lead. The Missions, should I say Flying Chanclas, lead it by 2, and that's out play, and the count now 0-2. We'll say it's going to be a nice weekend, and stay hydrated, folks, because tomorrow it's going to be another hot one and chance of thunderstorms later on. That one's going to be high in the air, and that's going to fall down for a base hit.
Now batting, the left fielder, Yossi Galan.
So that'll bring in Yossi Galan as he strides up. Just a beautiful look at downtown San Antonio out in the distance. And the pitch. Right there, high in the air. And out of play. Galan flied out last time up 0-1. And the pitch. That one's inside, strike 2. So hopefully, trying to get in and preserve another couple of outs. Here's the pitch. Right there, Castagnon. Throw, and not in time, pulls him off the bag.
Designated hitter, Marcus.
And that's going to be an error on the second baseman, Nerwillian Cedeno. Or, nope, that's not going to be an error on him. That's going to be an error on the shortstop. So Leo Dallas DeVries gets the error. I am so sorry, Nerwillian. Here's Marcus Smith as he'll take a strike inside. On the count now, 0-1. He's the go-ahead run for Frisco. San Antonio has a 3-1 advantage right now, but they are in trouble if they get something going. The RoughRiders could power one and they could take the lead. So that's one thing that they have to really be careful of. Swing and a miss. Got him. And there is the fourth strikeout for Austin Krubb. Shortstop Jack Biggers comes in. And the pitch. Right there and in the slider. And the count now 0-1. One thing when you're a pitcher is you have to ease on the ball, find your strike zone, and you'll be okay. The 0-1. Right there. They get one. Cedeno, and they got him, and they get out of danger right there. And that ends the inning. So, no runs, couple of hits, one error for San Antonio. And we head to the bottom of the fourth, and San Antonio leads it 3-1. We'll be right back here on Texas League of Baseball, home of your San Antonio Missions. Now set to go for the bottom of the fourth for the Missions right now on the Missions Baseball Network. 5-hole batter, right fielder Jacob Campbell coming in, takes the ball outside. The count now 1-0. Thank you, Bob. Pretty good one right there as he's got a 1-0 count and the pitch. That one skied to center field. Center fielder will make the grab. And that is out number one.
Batting, the designated hitter, Cole Roederer.
Designated hitter, Cole Roederer, 1-for-1, a single. And the pitch is down and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. San Antonio up by 2. It's 3-1 against Frisco. And that's going to be right there. Liner straight away. Up in right center. That's a base hit. Cole Roederer is going to get everybody some double meat cheeseburgers coupons from Whataburger. Wow. That double came out of nowhere. That's like no man's land right there. Yeah, I got to say, John, absolutely right about that. That's a 1-out double, and so far everybody tonight gets a cheeseburger coupon courtesy of our friends at Whataburger. Yendry Rojas, the hot corner guy for San Antonio, comes in. RBI double in the second is 1-for-2. So far, pretty good on that. And there's the pitches inside for a count now 1-1. Lefty and a righty, Weems and Festa warming up for the RoughRiders bullpen. So far, pretty good as we get going, and that's down and in for a ball. The count now 2-1. So far, glad that all the severe weather is gone for us. Could have a shower, a little bit of a thunderstorm, but tornado activity is down, except for a lot of people in North Dakota. The Dakotas are getting some severe weather. That one right there, up to the second base area. Throw to first, got him in time, and they're 2 down.
Now batting, the second baseman.
Boy, we're looking at a man by the name of Reed Timmer and his boys. And boy, they were here in Texas like a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I know. They were here in Fredericksburg, Texas way back then. Yep. Now, William Cedeno coming in as he takes a ball inside, and the count now 1-0. I thought it was a strike, but evidently it was not. So right there, the count now at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. Swing and a miss right there. The count now 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
We got the top of the 5th coming up for us here. And that's going to be a ground hopper. Bouncer right there first, and they got him. Well, everybody can enjoy those free Whataburger coupons because that is courtesy of our San Antonio Missions. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on for the Missions. And it's on now to the 5th inning. And it's 3-1. Tucker Mitchell leads it off in the 5th when we come back. All right, we're about set to go for the top of the fifth inning for Frisco, right down the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Austin Cobb now at 59 pitches, starts his fifth inning of work. That one is popped up high in the air. Campbell gets after it, and there's the out.
Now batting.
Beautiful play made. That was tailor-made for the right fielder. And so far, he got it right where he wanted it. Leadoff batter, Cameron Cawley. Clean it off as he takes a strike inside. It's the count now at 0-1. Great crowd we have here tonight, Bob. Sure do, John. And they keep piling in. The count now 1-1. Right down and in. And the pitch. That one skied high in the air. Second baseman Cedeno gets after it. Falls off the right fielder and Castagnon.
The center fielder, Kellen Strom.
That'll bring in Kellen Strom as he comes in. And the pitch. Right there and in, a strike. And the count now at 0-1. Boy, them storm clouds out there in North Dakota, that is something else. They could be tornado warned up there. But do believe that soon severe weather could go back to Oklahoma and Texas. The 0-2. Right there, high in the air, and in the foul territory, it will drop. So, no balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And that one skied high in the air. And that's going to land in front of Mears for a base hit.
Now batting. The first base.
So 2-out single keeps the RoughRiders going, and here's the tying run, Abimelech Ortiz. Ortiz comes in, fires that one high in the air. Out of play. No balls, 1 strike. And a pitch. That one high in the air, and that will go out of play, foul. And a pitch. That one out of play. Foul. Foul ball right there. And a 0-2. Swing! Got him! Right there, and it blew it right past him. As that would do the final out. So no runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left. As we go to the bottom of the 5th, it's 3-1 San Antonio in this game. We're back here for more right after this. Bottom half of the fifth inning set to go for the Missions Baseball Network. All right, we're back here, boys. We lead off the bottom of the fifth. Leo Dallas DeVries coming in.
Ball, that's in.
As that is down and in, is 1 ball and no strikes as we get things going. Sun setting, which that is a perfectly good thing, as now it starts to cool down as we play this game tonight.
Now batting, left fielder, Albert.
That'll bring up the left fielder, Albert Fabian. San Antonio still a 3-1 advantage. 2 leads against the Frisco RoughRiders. Left fielder Albert Fabian coming in. Fouls that one off. The count now 0-1. Don't forget Sunday night. Final game of our 6-game set against Frisco.
Nope.
And that one is outside. The count now at 1-1. Well, don't forget that pretty much RoughRiders are back home. And we will see who they are taking on. We believe it will be Northwest Arkansas. Nope.
3-2.
It is Tulsa. So the Tulsa Drillers will go to RoughRiders. There in Statesman's Park. We head to Midland. And right there, that is out. So 2 up, 2 down here in this half inning. That'll bring up Ethan Salas. Salas coming in, ready to go. And a pitch. And that's ground ball. Straightaway second, right to first, and that's in time. But the half inning is over. 5 innings in the books as we come to a close. We head to the 6th. San Antonio leading it 3-1. Zavala, Rodriguez, and Galan will lead it off in the top of the Frisco 6th inning. And we're back here for more baseball when we come back. All right, we're leading off the top of the sixth inning. Here is Aaron Zavala as he leads us off. Well, before we get started on that there, Bob, left-hander Jason Blanchard will get the call in relief for San Antonio. It's a four-seam slider, changeup, and a two-seam fastball as he gets going for the Flying Chanclas. So first hand, greet up Aaron Zavala. And a good thing that we switch out pitchers is so that one pitcher does not get tired. That one skied up to left field. Shortstop Leo Dallas DeVries makes the play, and there's one down. Trying to make amends after that error that he got. That'll bring up the third baseman, Caber Rodriguez, is 1 for 2. And the pitch, that one skied to left field. Fabian under it, and there's 2 down. So pretty good right there.
Left fielder, Yossi Galan.
Yossi Galan coming in. Galan ready to go. And the pitch. Swing and a miss right there. The count now at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. And right there and in, strike 2.
No balls, 2 strikes.
And the count now at 0-2. That one skied to left center. Mears on his horse, and he makes the play, and that will do it. No runs, hits, errors, nobody on for Frisco. As we head now to the bottom of the 6th inning, the middle half of the order coming up. It's a 3-1 lead for San Antonio, and we'll have a new arm coming for Frisco, leading off the bottom of the 6th. All right, we lead off the bottom of the sixth inning, but Matt Festa coming in. He's a right-handed pitcher for the RoughRiders.
Festa.
And we now take you down to John Baker, delivering us the bottom of the sixth inning. Thank you, Bob. And we're set to go with center fielder Joshua Mears coming in as 1-for-2.
Mears.
Gotta say, a pretty nice evening. Nice and cool temperatures. And that will bounce off the glove. Boy, and that's a leadoff base hit for Joshua Mears. Marcos Castañon leading it off. And that one pelted high in the air, deep to right. Watch it go, it's gone. 2-run shot right up to the right field wall. Marcos Castañon. By golly, that was pretty cool. Yeah, it sure was there, John. That's 110.5 mile per hour exit velocity right there. A 396 on that one. Jacob Campbell coming in as he'll take that one in. For a called strike, it's 0-1. Strikeout and a flyout is 0-for-2 of the night. And the pitch. That's down and in. The count now 1-1. Church and Rodriguez, two right-handers warming up for the Frisco bullpen. Boy, just a pretty nice time that we have as we have this weekend. Just super happy that we could come along and have a great day. Well, starting to get some rising motion in that right field area, the clouds. Yeah, I got to say, John, absolutely right. There's a big one right there. And you can see the humidity. I mean, from the evening sunset.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
That'll bring up the designated hitter, Cole Roederer, 2-for-2, double, single, and a run. Starting to see a lot of kids here at the ballpark, right, Bob? Yeah, because of summer vacation, school being out, and a lot of kids getting out just being a kid. Yeah, we do see a lot in the crowd tonight. Glad to see everybody coming in, and so far parents taking their kids out and having a good time as well. That's going to be right there. They're going to have a good time tomorrow evening because we're going to have our fireworks show courtesy of Dr. Pepper and West Creek Trail Rides. Best supply places as Petco, PetSmart, and our San Antonio Stock Show Rodeo for the proud city of San Antonio, Texas. That one high in the air could be an infield fly. And never mind. Nothing going. No dice on that. So the first baseman makes the catch, and that will do it. No runs. Well, actually, should I say 2 runs on a hit, and no errors in, nobody left on. We head now to the top of the 7th inning. San Antonio leading this game 5-1. Seventh inning coming up for the Frisco RoughRiders right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Marcus Smith coming in. Thank you, Bob. Boy, we are a San Antonio 5-1 ball game here in this one. Missions trying to propel themselves to another W as they did the last two nights. And that's inside for a strike. The count now 0-2. Going to be a good night for San Antonio as they try to get their 39th of the season. That's right there. DeVries intercepts it. Pretty good right there. Jax Biggers coming in now. Or should I say 40th of the season. That's right there in the inside corner. That's a strike. 0-1. Biggers shaking his head, saying he doesn't like that call, but evidently he cannot argue balls or strikes or he gets ejected. Face a $10,000 fine after that. That one high in the air up to left field, and that will be out number 2. I think it's not a $10,000 fine. I think it's more like a $5,000 fine if you think about it. Tucker Mitchell is 0 for 2, fly out and a line out. Well, okay, Bob, look it up on Google and see how much it is. Ask it a question. And here's Tucker Mitchell. Here's the pitch right there in the count now, 1-1. Well, okay, so you asked of how much it is, but anyway, we asked Google. In minor league baseball, players who are ejected from a game typically do not face salary deductions. However, they can be subjected to fines or suspensions if their ejection is due to particularly egregious conduct, such as attacking an umpire or violating other league rules. And right there, ball 3 gets 2 pitch clock violations on him. So that just depends on how much they do get. So, for example, Derek Dye was ejected for playing a song over the PA system and received a $525 fine. Man, I tell you one thing, well, that's not good for the PA system and a stadium employee that gets fined over that mistake. Well, here is Cameron Coley as runner at first and 2 down. That's a inside strike. And the count now at 0-1. San Antonio 5-1 against the RoughRiders. They lead 4. And so far, pretty good on that one. That one deep to right field. Campbell will get under it. And that's the inning. Well, 7th inning stretch here at the ballpark. Just gotta absolutely love that song. Let's sing it together. Take me out to the ball game. And San Antonio leads it 5-1. So we're back as we lead off the bottom of the 7th. Norwillian and Cedeno will lead it off when we come back. Bounce set to go for the bottom of the seventh for the San Antonio Flying Chonklers right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Nerwilli and Cedeno leading it off. 5-1 ball game. Missions in range of win number 40 of the season. And so far, getting ready to go. No balls, one strike as the first pitch in thrown in to Cedeno. Got to say, pretty good on that one.
Ball. That's inside.
And that sweeper outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Missions back to their normal household items.
Nope, that's a ball.
Should I say that will be outside the count now at 2-1. Missions back in their normal home whites tomorrow evening,
Ball.
as we have Saturday night baseball and Sunday night as well. And we're off to Midland right after that. So, packing my bags, heading out west. You could come with me too, Bob. I would love to do that. That's pretty good. High in the air on the 3-1 count. That is up to center field, and that will be out number 1.
Now batting, number 94.
That'll bring up the shortstop, Leo Dallas DeVries, as he's 0 for 2, a flyout and a pop-out. So a pretty good evening for San Antonio. They lead 4. And that is right there in the count now at 0-1. So far, go ahead, give you some Texas League scores as we're in the bottom of the 7th inning. And so far, Bob will be on that. Thank you, Bob, for your hard work and stuff. Midland leads Tulsa 2-0, top of the 8th inning. Springfield leading a 1-0 lead against Corpus Christi. San Antonio leading a 5-1 ball game against Frisco. Amarillo leading 7-1 against Northwest Arkansas. Wichita leading 2 runs ahead of Arkansas. It's 4-2. And so far, those are your Texas League scores of Double-A baseball. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Leo Dallas DeVries. And he gets that one right there. Jumps Rose right in time. Got him.
Now batting, the left fielder, Albert Fabian.
Left fielder is Albert Fabian as he comes in. And he'll take a ball outside. The count now 1-0. And the pitch. That one is a high pop-up. Catcher has it. And that's the inning. So no runs, hits, errors, nobody left on for San Antonio. 8th inning coming up. And San Antonio holds a 5-1 lead. Strom Ortiz Zavala will lead it off for Frisco when we come back in the 8th. We lead off the top of the 8th inning for Frisco, right now the Mission's Baseball Network. Well, Kellen Strom leads it off. 8th inning coming up. The pitch. Right there, and ouch. That'll get him. Right there, jump throw in time. It got some.
Now batting, the first baseman, Abimelech.
Boy, that could have been a little infield single right there. And there is Abimelech Ortiz. And the pitch. Right there. That is skied to right field. And that'll hit the base of the wall. Still going after it. And that's going to put a runner to third on a 1-out triple. Well, I'll tell you one thing, John. He really crushed that ball, but a few more inches higher up, it would have been a home run for Frisco. Yeah, a few more. And it would have been a 5-2 ball game. The second run needs a base hit. Aaron Zavala could get it going, and that's going to be popped up foul, and the count now 0-1. Strikeout, fly out, and the pop out is 0 for 3. And the pitch.
Nope. Outside.
Slider outside. The count now 1-1. 2008-17 in tonight's attendance. And the pitch.
Ball 2.
Right there, ball 2.
2 balls, 1 strike.
2 balls, 1 strike. Runner at third. I do apologize. Runner at third, 1 away. And that's going to be right there. Liner straight away up to right field. That's a base hit. The run in to score. And it's now a 3-run lead for San Antonio, still hanging on. That'll bring up the next batter, third baseman, Caber Rodriguez. He singled last time up, 1 for 3. And the pitch. Outside. The count now. Count now at 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes. The pitch. That one's skied to center field. Joshua Mears reaches up, grabs it. 2 down. And runner still has to go back to first base.
Now batting, the left fielder, Yossi Galan.
Yossi Galan coming in. Galan ready to go. And the pitch to him. That's inside, strike 1. And the count now at 0-1. Runner at first after the RBI single. And is in to score. And the count now 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. And that's going to be back up the middle. Center field, a base hit. So 2-1. The tying run. It's number 7 hitter. Getting ready to go. And here's the pitch. Right there. And he breaks the plane. For the count now 0-1. 1 for 3 double by Marcus Smith. As he comes in here for us tonight. And a pitch. And that one is high fly in the air. And that will miss outside. Would tie us up if it was a home run. And the pitch. That is fouled off. And the count now at 0-2. Still hanging on in this ball game. San Antonio still holding a 3-run lead. And the pitch. Fouls that one off. And the pitch. And that one is a slow roller.
Nope, that's foul.
That will go out of play, foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Called third strike. Got him at the knees. So a RBI comes to a single and a run in to score. And it's 8.5 as we go to the bottom of the 8th coming up. San Antonio leading by 3. It's 5-2.
Now,
New Arm will lead off the bottom of the 8th when we come back. Now set to go for the bottom of the 8th inning for the Missions, right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. And we're going to have a reliever like Mark Church come in.
Sure.
And we're set to go here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here is Ethan Salas. He was the last time up, a solo home run in the 3rd inning. 3-run lead here in this ball game. That is popped high in the air into center. And there's one down.
Now batting, the center fielder.
Center fielder is Joshua Mears. 2 for 3. So far, a pretty good night thus far for a Friday night. And the pitch. That one's skied to the shortstop area. And there's 2 down.
The first baseman, number 6, Marcos Castanon.
Marcos Castanon coming in now. And the pitch, that is outside. The count now at 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch, swing and a miss. The count now at 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That's right there. And out number 3 as that heads to the shortstop, and he'll get it. So no runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left on for San Antonio. We head off to the 9th inning. Frisco down to their last 3 outs, as Biggers, Mitchell, and Cauley will lead it off in the top half of the 9th inning. We're back after this. Top of the ninth inning, set to go for Frisco. Right now, the San Antonio Missions Baseball Network. Jack Spiggers leading it off for Frisco, 8-9-1. Top of the ninth inning. Final 3 outs. Frisco and is in for a strike, and the count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Swing and a miss right there. The count now 0-2. We're trying to avoid getting another loss here in San Antonio. Winning the series opener of this 6-game set, losing their last 3.
The catcher, number 28, Tucker.
That'll bring up Tucker Mitchell. There's a 1 for 3, a single. 1 out, 2 more to do here in this evening. And the pitch is right there and in. And that's a strike in the count now, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. And that's a pitch right there. Cedeno has it, and there's 2 down, so that means 1 more, and San Antonio will have their 40th of the season. And that'll bring up the last man up, Cameron Cawley. Cawley coming in, ready to go. Here's the pitch, right there and in for a strike, and the count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. That one right there, the count now at 0-2. They're down to their final strike of the night. And the pitch. That one high in the air and out of play. Still hanging on. No balls and 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes. High in the air. Out of play. 5-2 San Antonio here in the last of the 9th inning. 1 strike remaining. And again, 0-2. Outside. Outside on that. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. And the pitch. And that is out of play, so still hanging on is Cawley. 1 ball, 2 strikes, hanging on. 1 more time. And again sends it foul. One more time for Jason Blanchard. Facing off. 1-2. Here's the delivery. And foul. So still hanging on. 1-2 one more time. Again, a foul, foul, foul. Look at it. How many fouled off balls does that take? A lot when you're the relieving pitcher here for the Missions. That is right, Bob. 1-2. Called third strike. Got him. Finally wins the battle, and that is win number 40. And San Antonio getting going on that, as they'll be now 40-26, and that'll put San Antonio to 3.5 games up against Frisco and Midland. So a pretty good night thus far, even for our San Antonio Missions. So that is a pretty good night. Well, go ahead and check the rest of our Texas League scores as we will go ahead and see what is going on. All right, we got a Midland final. We do believe it is now 2-0. Midland will secure second place against the Tulsa Drillers, now 25-42. So that will put the Frisco RoughRiders a game and a half against the Midland Rockhounds. So Tulsa not doing too good. Springfield winning their 41st against Corpus Christi. So two teams that we've talked about tonight have really lost it. A 1-0 blowout for Corpus Christi. Springfield taking the win. Boy, and there is a tornado. Target is Spiritwood. And yeah, that thing just literally dropped a tornado right in front of the Storm Chasers. Wow, that's a big tornado right there. Do believe I think Amarillo has this game in their favor. So it's now Amarillo winning their 30th against Northwest Arkansas. So it would be 34 even for the Northwest Arkansas Naturals. So 34 even for them as Amarillo will beat them. And final score 7-1. They called it right there. Wichita and Arkansas 6-2. The Wichita Wind Surge has that game for them. And let's see what's going on. This tornado. Whoa. Boy, we got a tornado in the ground near Spiritwood, North Dakota. Man. Wow. Man, and that's big tornado out there in Spiritwood, North Dakota. Which that's pretty good right there. Well, I think that Wichita is going to get a win tonight. We'll see. Pretty good game out there in North Little Rock. Well, we will definitely see what goes on, but Arkansas down by 4 runs against Wichita. So pretty good on that as well. Well, by golly, that was rough around the edges. I think somebody just got some storm damage. There's some down power lines right there. A house got hit. Dadgum, that's terrible. Wind Windows blown out on the cars. That's not a good sign. But by golly, there was going to be tornadoes. Tornadoes in North Dakota this evening. I gotta say, that's just pretty rough around the edges. Wrap up. I gotta say, when you see tornadoes like that, that is remarkable how the power of Mother Nature can really get. Yeah, Bob. Just a really devastating blow. But anyway, I will say that this will just about do it for our live stream tonight. And we thank y'all for coming in. Boy, and that thing's still tracking off to Valley City. Tower City headed right next on that. We got two well-defined hooks on those storms. But anyway, those are way up in the Dakotas, so that's pretty much far out of reach for us. So pretty good on that. But anyway, we are pretty much going to call this stream our final score. San Antonio winning their 40th by a final score of 5-2. Gentlemen, 3.5 wins up. That's pretty amazing. First place is still ours here in San Antonio. And so far, second place winners goes to the Midland Rockhounds. Third place is the Frisco RoughRiders. So anyway, tomorrow night, catch us at 7:05. We are live in the action as we bring you Game 5 from San Antonio. And then Sunday night at 7:05. Then afterwards, it's our off day as we head to Midland to take on the Rockhounds right after that. Missions back home, a short 3-game set against Corpus Christi. And then it is off to Corpus Christi. And then we are off to Wichita right after that. 4 games. Well, 6-game set, I should say. But anyway, after that 6-game set, we have 4 days off, so that's going to be a pretty nice rest right there. Second half of the season will be here before we know it. And that's a 9-game homestand, our leadoff 3 against Amarillo, and our final 6-game meetup with Midland. And got to say, we've had a pretty good time taking on Midland for 24 times this year. It's pretty good that we have the Rockhounds as a South Division team, Corpus Christi, Frisco, Amarillo, San Antonio as being a big Texas League South Division. And then Arkansas, Tulsa, Springfield, Wichita, and Northwest Arkansas, which that is pretty good as well. Did I say Springfield? I sure hope I did. But anyway, if I didn't, well, shame on me. Well, you already know how many teams we have. We have a total of 10. Well, anyway, for all of us here, our final score, San Antonio 5 runs on 7 hits, 1 error. And for Frisco, 2-10-0. Loss would go to Winston Santos. Player of the game, Joshua Mears, 2 for 4, a home run, RBI. Win goes to Austin Krob as he stayed in for 5.5, gave up 6 hits. Struck out 5. It gave up only 1 run. So, not bad. It was pretty much a decent night for San Antonio. Well, anyway, our time of our broadcast, 2 hours and 42 minutes. And so far, this will just about do it. From myself and Bob, we ask everybody get home safely. Okay? So, have a good night.